Society of the Spectacle by Debord. Read by SteaDyy ΔΕλτα. Part 1. Separation Perfected. 29. The origin of the spectacle is the loss of the unity of the world, and the gigantic expansion of the modern spectacle expresses the totality of this loss. The abstraction of all specific labor and the general abstraction of the entirety of production are perfectly translated in the spectacle, whose mode of being concrete is precisely abstraction. In the spectacle, one part of the world represents itself before the world and is superior to it. The spectacle is nothing more than the common language of this separation. What ties the spectators together is no more than an irreversible relation at the very center, which maintains their isolation. The spectacle reunites the separate, but reunites it as separate. 30. The alienation of the spectator to the profit of the contemplated object, which is the result of his own unconscious activity, is expressed in the following way. The more he contemplates, the less he lives. The more he accepts recognizing himself in the dominant images of need, the less he understands his own existence and his own desires. The externality of the spectacle in relation to the active man appears in that his own gestures are no longer his, but those of another who represents them to him. This is why the spectator does not feel at home anywhere, because the spectacle is everywhere. 31. The worker does not produce himself. He produces an independent power. The success of this production, its abundance, returns over the producer as an abundance of dispossession. All the time and space of his world become strange to him with the accumulation of his alienated products. The spectacle is the map of this new world, a map which covers precisely its territory. The very powers which escaped us show themselves to us in all their force. 32. The spectacle within society corresponds to a concrete manufacture of alienation. Economic expansion is mainly the expansion of precisely this industrial production. That which grows, with the economy moving for itself, can only be the alienation which was precisely at its origin. 33. The man separated from his product himself produces all the details of his world with ever-increasing power, and thus finds himself ever more separated from his world. The more his life is now his product, the more he is separated from his life. 34. The spectacle is capital to such a degree of accumulation that it becomes an image.